Hello everybody, I am Sota and welcome to Astrocraft. We're going to hop in quickly. This is a very early playtest on Astrocraft. It's a simulation game about building and managing your own space station. You mine resources, construct buildings, install machinery and equipment, sell goods to space travelers, and hire workers to automate all the operations. So, well, there's some automation. Let's start a game, and I already have played it a little bit because I needed to get my head around the controls. And we arrive on this little platform. So we start with this landing pad. We've got this little tug that carries a whole bunch of stuff for us. And we have some instructions in the top left. And we've got money in the top right. We have a toolbar at the bottom. I hope this music is safe. Anyway, so the first thing that we've got to do is remove some blocks. So we have two tools. We have the remove tool and we have the mining tool. And you control them with the number buttons. These are blocks. We hit our mining tool and we remove some blocks. And we're going to head out in this direction, and we have achieved the goal. And there's a spaceship lifting off. These spaceships arrive periodically and they bring potential customers. So they want us to build 4 path tiles. To clear the mining tool, you just press the number 2 again. These are the path tiles, so we can take this and then we can go and put them down. And I'm thinking we'll lay them out like this. There we go. Now if you right click, it removes it, so you can put it back. So we're done. We're done with this box, and now we have an empty crate on us, which we can just put down. And we'll have a whole bunch of those, and we'll tidy them up later. So now they want us to build a shop door, but I think I need more space. So I'm going to grab my mining tool, I'm going to create more space, and we've found an ice deposit, which we'll be able to mine, and a carbon deposit. And I'll just get rid of a little bit more around here. We'll find some more deposits lying around. There's another carbon deposit, and I've just cleared an area. That space is big enough. So the next thing they want us to do is build a shop door. So if we put the mining tool away, there's the shop door. Now the way the building works in this is you build the doors first. So I'll put the door in there. Then it wants me to build windows. So I can just drop that box, go over here, grab the windows. We have 2 windows and I'll pop them in the front like that. And then they want us to build 3 shop rooms. So I'll put that down and there are the shop rooms, all 3 of them. I'm just going to pop them on the back, just like that. Now we can go and drop this. So we've got all these empty crates. They will be very useful shortly. So I'll put that one down. Now they want us to build a checkout. There it is. And that's going to go, we could put it outside on a pathway. There, that would work. But probably better to go into where it's supposed to be. And I think I'm going to just drop it in over there. That way we can get around it. We can go to the other side. And we can use it. And we'll be able to check people out when they bought stuff. And then they want us to build a device rack. So we'll grab that box. And this is basically a shopping rack. And you can rotate with Q and E. I'm going to pop one over there. Just like that. Next thing we need to do is mine 9 items. Now there's a lot of features missing from the game at the moment. We can't do the higher staff yet. We found some acid. An acid deposit. I'm just going to keep digging in. Oh, there's an iron deposit. That's what I was looking for. Now the platform that we're on, or the little asteroid or whatever this is we're on, if we press C, we can go and have a look. And there's going to be quite a lot to do here. Anyway, press C to get back out of that view. I'm going to clear out a little bit over on this side. Hopefully find some more iron. And I see an iron deposit in there. So yep, there we go. We're removing the blocks. Now, as I said, this is a very early look at this game. It is still in development. There's a lot to come. In fact, they are currently working on being able to hire crew members to automate a lot of the stuff that's going on. But for now, we are just going to play around. We're going to see what is available. But we do need to mine some items, and I'm going to start by mining some iron. So basically, we just point our miner at it and we mine. It wants 9 items. There are the 9 items done, and then they want us to sell the items, and the easiest way to do that is pick up an empty crate, head over to where you've mined, right click to collect, and we'll just collect 9 pieces. And that is them. And then we're going to go and put these on the shelf. So we'll just pop them over there. There we go. We've got some items in our shop now. So people coming in will come into the shop and buy items from us. Right now it's iron ore, so nothing major. I'm going to head out here and collect some more. So just grab my mine and just keep mining away. Now you can see the iron deposit has 86 items left, 85 every time I take one out. So eventually this deposit will be depleted and we'll have to move on to another one. No, but that's enough for now. We'll just collect some more so that we've got some stuff to sell. Now, as you grow in this game, you will be able to get more and more items. Hey, we've got people in the shop. And it looks like they have picked everything up. And they're just standing here. There are 2 of them there. Now I'm going to collect some more. And yes, there are bugs. I mean, it is a very, very early playtest. So let me put this box down. And when you look at it, it tells you that there are 9 iron ores in there. So these crates basically carry 9 items. So these guys aren't going to check out for whatever reason, which is one of the bugs. The first customers tend to do that. But if you restart the game, they clear out and I think the next people will come and buy the items off the shelf. It does mean that you've lost the first 9 that you put on there, but you know, that I'm sure that bug will get sorted out. And here are our shoppers. So they go to the shelf, they pick items up, and then they head over to the checkout, which we can then use and check them out. And we get 25 for each piece of iron ore. So there you go, we made our first money. Now they want us to build a factory. So we do have the items to build the factory, and they are here, a factory door. And we'll take this factory door and I'm going to put it directly opposite the shop door right there. And then I can drop this box. And then they want us to build the windows for the factory. So I'll do that there and there. Drop the box, and the next one is the 3 factory rooms. I will pop them over here and drop the box. Okay, so we've got all these. Oh, actually, there's one more factory room. Interesting. Well, let's go and put it in. And then I can drop the box. Because when you buy these items, they do come in 4s. I think even the doors did. So we have a little setup going here. So now they want us to build a machine. And for that, we come over to this little console. Click on it. And we go to devices. And there's the machine. And that costs 1,000. So we have to make some money. We've got a rack. We've got to check out. Maybe later we'll have more racks. But we need to aim for the machine. That will allow us to make things that we can sell for higher values. And we have people in the shop again. So we can sell to them. And we've made a little bit more money. So as you can see, we don't have anything here. So they haven't given us a machine, which is fine. We need to do some work. So I'm going to take empty crates. I'm going to go and pick up a whole bunch more iron. Actually, let's try and sell some acid. So we'll put that down, get the mining tool out, and we'll do some mining. And then we can pick the box up again, collect all the acid bits. I'm not sure this is supposed to be acid, maybe sulfur or something like that. Then we're going to go and load this. Now each shelf only carries 1 item, so we'll put these on the lower shelf. The other one's empty. I could have put that there, but that's fine. And then I'm going to go and put the iron that we picked up earlier over here. And now we've got 2 items to sell. And then I'm going to go and collect some carbon. Let's see, what's going to be in the way first? Nothing really. Put that down and we'll go and get some. Oh, this is iron again. All right, well, we'll go get another crate of iron. We're going to need a lot of iron. Now, as far as I know, pretty much everything that we're doing can be automated later on. Or it will be, or you will have the ability to automate it. So I'm going to collect all of this up, fill this crate, and that's it. And we have customers. We'll just fill this shelf up, go and drop the crate outside again, and we'll go and service our customers. Right, what have you got? Oh, there we go. I think the acid was also 25. So while we're waiting for other customers to arrive, let's just go and have a look at this console and see what else is available. So we can obviously expand the shop. We can expand the factory that we've already built, but we can also build habitats. We can buy path tiles. And as you can see in the brackets, there's 4. So each time you buy one of these, you get 4 of those items. So we can get path tiles so we can extend our paths. We've had a look at devices. There's a pallet that you can buy that will help you clean up all the empty crates and even a place to put full crates. Buildings, there's a landing pad, which we can buy. We already have that. So when the actual game comes out, I'm not actually sure if we're going to have that or we're going to need to work towards that. No idea. And then there are goods. We can buy empty crates, we can buy fungus, and we can buy biogel, and those feed into other recipes. These things we obviously can't find right now. And when we get there later, you'll see the other items that we won't be able to find. Now let's go and service customers. We're going to need to do some more mining to get this going. So the acid crystals are also 25, just like the iron ore. And we're up to 725. And our shelves are getting empty, so I will go and mine some more. We'll top up our acid. There's also carbon at the moment, and there's ice. But as you can see, there's a bit of grind, a bit of running around. Nothing too crazy. And we can just run over here and pull up our rack a little bit and grab a little bit more iron and box it up. Now the controls are not very intuitive. I had to fiddle around a little bit to figure them out. Oh, we got customers again, and now there are 4 in the shop at the same time. So our reputation must be improving. But let's go and serve these people. Yep, there we go. We're creeping closer to the 1,000 that we need, and we are officially there. Excellent. So now we can go out to the console and sort ourselves out with that machine. And that's under devices, by the machine, and there it is. We can go and pop that into our workshop. And for now, I think I'm just going to pop it over there. So this machine has a lot of functions. If you go into it, it will give you a recipe that it's set to. So if you put iron ingots in, so if you want to get iron ore, you need to put in 2 iron ingots. That will give you the iron ore. If we hop out of here, there are places that we can put crates down, and I think it just makes it easier to access the items. But if you right click, you can have a look at other recipes. So we got iron ingots, we got copper ingots. I don't think copper's in the game yet because I didn't find any. Could be wrong. Polymer is made from 2 carbon ores. Tubes are made from an iron ingot and a carbon ore, so you have to make the iron ingots first and then mix it with carbon to get the tubes. We have oxygen that can be made from iron ingots and ice crystals, so yeah, lots of iron ingots. There's water from tubes, which come from iron ingots with an ice crystal. There are food packs. There is the fungus. There's cola, also with fungus. There are med kits that uses the biogel that we saw at the little shop. Power cells. These sell for a fairly good price. So acid crystals and tubes. There are handles that use polymer and tubes. And then the big one is drills. And drills sell for a lot, but we don't really see it here. I had to do some experimenting to get that. But also interestingly, there's assign workers. Now we don't have any workers. It's not in the game yet, but that will be obviously the major part of automation because it is a slog. Oh, customer. It is quite a slog in the early game because obviously we have to collect a heap load of iron. So we're going to start by collecting iron and make some iron ingots because that's the important thing. And give me a sec. I'm going to fill up a couple of crates with iron ore. And the second crate is filled up. I put the first one down over there. I'm going to put the second one on that platform. We'll come back to that because there are customers. So we sell what we can and our money is not looking too bad. Then we're going to head over here. Now the shop is empty, right? Yep, there's nothing left on the shelf, so no one's going to come through. Before we go into this machine, right mouse button to edit. Yep, let's just make sure we are using iron ingots. And then confirm. When we come to the machine, there's confirmation. So we can grab a couple of pieces of iron, throw them in, and process. Now we have a little progress bar at the top. That is done, and we have an iron ingot. So I'm going to just escape out of here quickly. I'm going to grab myself a crate, and I'm going to put it over here, and then hop into the machine, grab that iron ingot, and drop it in there. And then I'm going to keep processing. Now I've got 2 crates, so I should get a full crate of iron ingots. And start the process. And there we have another iron ingot, and I'm just going to continue doing this until I have filled this little crate with iron ingots. And I think this is the last one, and I think we are done. There you go. So now I can escape. I can pick up this crate and I can go and put iron ingots on the shelf, and then those will get sold. And I'm going to go and pick up some more iron because the grind is real. And we have customers buying our iron ingots. That's pretty nice. We'll hop in there and they go for 100 each. There we go. Thank you, folks. So we are looking good on money again. In fact, we're looking so good we could have another machine. But in order for me to run these machines efficiently, I need to collect more stuff. A lot more stuff. Because I want to make the higher end items. So we keep going. And now I have 6 crates full of iron ore. And I'll just hop in here. Drop that one off. This one will move to there because that will be the ingot box. Have another one of these, pop it over there, and then I'm going to run through that process. I'm going to convert all of those to iron ingots, and it's going to take a little while. So once I'm done, I'll be back. And with that, we have 3 crates full of iron ingots. So I'm putting those down there for now. I'm going to save them because my idea here is just to show you the value of the other items. So really what I want to do is I want to make some drills, and for that we need handles and power cells. I'm going to start by doing the power cells. They need tubes. And the handles also need tubes. So we're going to need like 18 tubes. And the tubes are made with iron ingots and carbon ore. Now, I don't have enough iron ingots. I need to make one more box of iron ingots. So let me get that done. And I think I'll just deplete this deposit. And once you've done it, all of the iron ore will be lying on the ground and the deposit will disappear, thus creating more space to build stuff. And then I'll just hop in and do those last iron ingots that I'll need. And I believe with that, we have all the iron ingots that we need. Hop out of here, take this box and throw it down with the rest. And we have 36 iron ingots. Oh, it was 36 that I needed, yeah. So, just to confirm, we need to make tubes. So I'm going to change to tubes, and then I'm going to confirm, and that means that we need a whole bunch of iron ore. So I'll grab the empty crates, and we're going to head to carbon. And we're going to start mining the heck out of this stuff. Now, before I get ahead of myself too much, I'm going to need basically 4 crates of carbon. I'm going to dump the carbon over here, and I'm going to go and get myself 3 more crates because I need 2 more for the carbon, but then I need 1 to load off what I'm going to be making. And then the others will empty out. So I'm going to go and buy 3 crates. And these dudes are arriving. There's some very cool suits. So if we go to goods, I want 2, 3, and 4. And they have arrived. And I'm going to use them immediately to go and collect my carbon. I've mined a whole bunch. I just need to fill the crates up. Now, you don't need to play it this way. I mean, we could be selling this stuff and making a little bit of money here and there. But I'm just aiming to sell the most expensive item. And then we're going to grab this one and we're going to go and put it on our machine. This will be to receive the tubes that we're going to be making. I'll grab 1 carbon. Oh, and I had an empty crate over here that I could have used. But I think in this game, you're probably going to land up with quite a few crates. I'll grab some iron ingots and I'll pop that on this side. And then I'm going to go in here. I'm going to pick up 1 carbon, 1 iron ingot, and confirm that the recipe is tubes. It is. And then start. Now, this will take longer than the iron ingots. So that will be the first tube. And we'll pack that in the box. And then we'll just carry on doing this until we have a couple of boxes of tubes. And now we have 2 boxes of tubes. I'll put them down. Now, I could be selling these tubes. I could be selling everything that I'm making. The next thing that we need is polymer. And if we just refresh our memory here, we need the polymer to make the handles. The handles are one of the components needed to make the drills. So if we scroll up, we can just get rid of these empty chests. I have a nice collection of them growing on the platform out here. And then I'll grab the carbon ore and I'll come and put that onto the machine. Make sure to have an empty chest and then hop into the machine. Confirm polymer, yes. So 2 carbon ore and then we'll start making polymers. And it does take, it's pretty quick. I think it's probably about as quick as the iron ingots. And that is the last one that we need. We have the polymers. So I'll drop those outside and run back in and then confirm the next item that we need is just 9 acid crystals. So we can quickly go and mine those. Those will be for the power cells. And then we might as well just do the power cells. So I'll grab an empty chest here and go out to this little deposit and start mining. I only need 9 of these. And then I can pick them up. And that's our box. So the first thing that we're going to make then is the energy cells. And I'll put that box down. I'll move this one out to there. And then we need the tubes. So we'll grab those, put them on the platform, head in here. It's still set to polymer. So I'm going to hop out, change to power cells, confirm. And these are pretty slow. Now I could have sold more, got another machine and done this, but it's fine. This is just a playtest. So we'll hop in here, confirm power cell. Yes, we need acid, we need a tube, and we can build. Now you'll see how slow this is. This does take quite a long time. So this is probably where your automation with having crew members will start. Will be very, very important. Otherwise you're going to be standing at these machines for ages. But there you go. We have a power cell. And I'm just going to run through until we have this box full of power cells. And with that, we have a full box of power cells. So I'm going to take that outside and drop it down over here. That's one of the components we need to make the drills. Then we need more tubes. I'll grab this box and just shove it over here and put the tubes on the back one and remove this empty box and go and put it with our collection. And then we need our polymer. So we'll grab that and put it on the other side. So we have tubes and polymer, which is exactly what we need for the handles. And we'll confirm that that is the recipe. Hop in, confirm, yep. So polymer, tube, and make it. And this is also pretty slow. But once it's finished, we have our first handle. We can put that in the box. And then I'm just going to run through and fill this box up with handles. And with that, we have our last handle. So that box is full. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to pick up this box and take it outside. I'm going to grab the handles. I'm going to put them at the back because we're going to use them right now. I'll take this empty one, pop it on here. And then we need to head outside and we need to go and pick up those power cells and put them at the back so they're easy to reach. Hop into the machine, drill, and confirm. Now these do take a really long time to make. So I'll put one on and start. And as you can see, it's crazy slow. So I'm going to hop out of the machine and let that carry on doing its thing. And I'm going to go to the console. I'm going to buy something that we can't mine. Not currently anyway. I'm going to get the fungus. Just one. Now that leaves us with very little money, but that's okay. We can take this out because I'm going to make something else. For now, I'm just going to chuck this in the corner. We can get back to that in a moment. Anyway, there's our first drill. Very nice. So I'm just going to carry on making drills until we have this box full. And we have our last drill. There we go, a full box of drills. Now that's quite valuable. I'm going to go drop this in the shop. I'm not going to put it on the shelf yet because I'm going to come back in here. We bought that fungus. So let's go and see what we can make with it. I want to make cola. Let's make the drinks, but we're going to need some tubes. And I just happen to have some iron ingots. So we'll confirm that. No, we're not going to confirm that recipe. We're going to need to make some more tubes. So I'll grab myself some more carbon and we can do that. Let's just confirm that and head out to our carbon deposit and just pick up a box full of these. And I'll put the carbon on the back, same as what we did before. Get rid of this empty one. Pick up a box of iron ingots. Stick that over there. And head in. Tubes are selected, so we can do this. And I'll just get a whole box of these going. So with the tubes done, I'm going to just put this box over here and move this one out. Actually, I'm going to move that one to there. And then we're going to go and get the fungus that we bought. Oh, there it is. Right there. Go and drop that in. Right click to choose the recipe, and that is cola, and confirm and hop in and we'll start making some cola. And let's see how fast this is. No, it's not too slow, but I'll get all of those done. And the first one is complete. We'll pick up the cola. That looks pretty cool. And I'm just going to carry on doing this and fill this crate with cola. And with that, we have a full crate of cola. So I'm going to go and drop that in the shop and we'll sort out the shelving, because we are now ready to make the big bucks. So I haven't made the cola. I don't really know what that goes for, but I assume it's going to be pretty good because we had to make tubes for it and we had to buy in the fungus. So let's go and load up the shelves. That's one. I'll go and drop the crate off and then we'll load up the drills. That is them. So now we just wait for our customers. So this process, I'm not sure how it will work, but as I said, they are bringing in the ability to hire people to work. This dude freaks me out with the hands. Yep. But obviously you'll land up with a whole bunch of these machines and you'll just be producing. I don't know if it's going to be a chain where you can put in the iron ingots and then just move one onto the next until eventually you've got the expensive stuff. I'm not sure how that works. But we have customers and the suits are pretty cool. So let's hop in and... Okay, so we get 700 for a cola, but that's not cool because we get 2,500 for a drill. So let's make money. Our balance is looking pretty darn good already. And we're going to need that money because there are expensive things afoot. And we'll just wait for the next customers to arrive and clean us out. And here they come. And hopefully these guys too... No, they're not taking everything. Oh, we've got some more coming. But our balance is looking great. So let's see what we're going to buy. What I'd like to do is I'd like to get started on the habitats. Now for some reason you get 4 doors. I'm not sure that we need 4 doors. But we get 4 doors, we get 4 windows, we get 4 habitat rooms in a package. Also like to get some more path tiles and probably a pallet as well. But let's serve these last customers, see what our balance comes out to. Oh, you guys not going to take everything. Is everything gone? Yes, everything is gone. We're up to 28,000. Fantastic. So let's head out and get the habitats. First I want to get some path tiles. I'm going to get 2 packs of path tiles and then 1 of each of these. So habitat rooms, habitat doors, habitat windows. And I'll get myself a couple of pallets. There you go. It arrives on our little tugboat. And we're going to grab the tiles first, and we're going to expand things out a little bit in this direction. Just like that. Drop off the empties. There's more tiles, and I'm going to put those ones over on this side. Oh, there's a little bug. Aha. So if you right click, it actually puts one back in your storage and you can just keep building. Oh well, there you go. We've got a whole bunch now. Okay, well that'll do. And the reason I wanted to do that, I'll put that down and I'll go and find our pallets. There we go. Now these pallets can only go down on tiles. So I'm going to put them over on this side. That's the first one. And one over there. And I'm basically going to use these to hold our empty crates. And they hold 9. And there you go. It's cleaned the place up a little bit. So now we have the habitat rooms. Now I don't think these are finished yet, but we're going to put the door in first. And for some reason we have 4 doors. Not sure if it's necessary, but we'll leave a space for a path. And there's the door. I'm just going to drop this crate off over on this side. Then we need the windows, and I'll put these over on this side. I'll just do 3 of them. And we have a spare, and then I'll get the habitat rooms. Basically the same setup as these buildings. And that is that. And then we'll just drop this box off as well. I could have dropped it over there. But now we have a little habitat, and I'm thinking this is probably where our people will live. I'll have to clean out these ores lying on the ground, but that's cool. Look at that, all of that in, and we still have a whole lot of money. And we have our magic tile box here. So I'm going to abuse it. And I'm going to give us some more pathways. I think that'll do for now. I'll put that down in case I want to use it again. But yes, there we go. We have a nice little operation going over here. We could get ourselves another machine. So I'll pick that up and pop it in the room. We'll just rotate it around using Q and E right there. And I suppose we could have a whole bunch in here, spread this backwards. If we hit C, we can see the layout of our base. It looks pretty spiffy. And we have new customers arriving and we have nothing to sell them. But I think that is where I'm going to leave this one. This is it's a fun little game. It's enjoyable. And I'm pretty sure it's going to get better. This is a solo dev, and I'm sure there'll be more work put into this. Things work. There are little bugs like with the machines. If you put more items in or the wrong items into the machine, you basically just lose them. If you pick stuff up while you're in the machine that you can't put down again, it gets stuck in your hand and you sort of have to restart the game. It's not a big deal. I know this is very, very early playtesting, but I do like the style. I like the low poly look. The music is not annoying at all, I don't think. Let me know in the comments if you think it is. But I mean, you can turn it down if you need to. It runs very smoothly. I think it's cool. And if there's a story added and a goal to aspire to, maybe the ability to move to other locations, and then obviously automate things a lot, I think this game will be great. But if you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications, and leave me your comments. I'd like to know what you think of this. I know this is just a very, very early first look at this game, but it's pretty cool. And also let me know if you want to see more of this game when it expands, especially when it comes to automation. But thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, cheers!